Welcome to Microsoft Paint Economics. I used to teach economics in college or at the college level. Um, I've gotten a lot of requests since I left to help them out or tutor or whatever, but I no longer live in the city where I was, and I don't really want to do it via Zoom, so I figured I could just make a bunch of videos and people could, I don't know, disperse them amongst themselves if they'd like. But my plan is to just go through basically example problems at the Econ 101 level. I can do Econ 401 or whatever your equivalents are, wherever you're seeing this, so calc-based, algebra-based, whatever it is. Um, I'm primarily going to be going through problems, not so much like concept discussions, like, theory or ideas. It'll almost all be math problems. Every now and then there'll be a concept, but that's just because you kind of have to use concepts in Econ 101, but Econ 401, math is always there. A couple of things that I just want to point out to people as they start their Econ 101 journey. Um, you actually know the answer 99% of the time, uh, genuinely. Like, the thing that I see that trips up a bunch of these 18, 19-year-olds taking Econ 101 when they first get to college is they really freak themselves out over um, this is math or this is numbers or whatever you want to frame that as, right? Simple example. If there are less cars on the market, are you going to be paying more or less for a car? You're going to be paying more for a car, right? And eventually we'll talk about graphs and get into that answer graphically. And for those of, the Giga Econ nerds out there, what I said is, quote, not always true because there's more than one factor, right? What I gave you was a supply side thing, but if there's a big demand shift, then the price could go down. But again, that'll all be stuff we talk about later. Um, Number two is I'm not a teacher anymore. What that means is you'll likely just hear me say things like I'm not gonna edit out if I say shit. One thing that I learned when I was doing a little bit of one-on-one tutoring before I moved away. One of the things I learned is students learn really well when you use just like insane examples. So at some point, there might be an example about like what's your willingness to pay to like I'll pay you to murder your grandmother, and you're like, oh shit, I'm freaking out. But what I found when it comes to test time is they come to a willingness to pay question. This 19-year-old is like, oh, Levi asked me how much I'd be willing to pay to kill my grandmother. Like, oh, you'd have to pay me $1 billion, right? If I didn't say at the beginning, my name's Levi. Yeah. And then number three, ask whatever questions you want. I realize that this is not a live discussion, right? Like these are all just YouTube videos, they've been uploaded. I'll do my best to answer the comments. I mean, I'm a real world adult out living a full-time job, so it's not like I'm going to be sitting here with bated breath waiting for the 3 people who watch this video to leave a comment about like, can you go over that step again? Leave it. I'll try and check maybe every day, every other day. No, really no promises, but I'll try and check. Or alternatively, other people can answer the question for you, right? Um, really, these videos that I'm going to be making are primarily just a learning tool. That's all it is. Whatever works for you. I actually don't really use YouTube. I don't know if there's like a private message function, but so if you don't want to leave a comment and there is some sort of private message function, feel free to shoot me one. I'll answer it if I can. Lastly, I'm going to do my best because in person, right, like you can see my hands, you can see my fingers, and I know that I could turn the camera on, but like me pointing at the screen, like that doesn't mean shit to you, right? Like you'd have to be able to use the cursor. And the thing about Microsoft Paint, good thing, bad thing. Good thing, I can write whatever I want, I can scroll down, I got more canvas space, like etc. Bad thing, this little cross right here for my cursor, fairly difficult to see is what I've learned. And I know that even I lose it, so sometimes I have to scribble to find it. all that to say is I'm going to do my best to color code everything. So that way if I'm sitting here talking, I'm inevitably going to use my hands out here in the real world. I'll do my best to be like, if you look at the blue equation, if you look at the purple equation, the only color blindness I'm aware of is red-green. So I'm going to do my best to not use red and green simultaneously. Like I'm hopefully never going to do demand is green, red is supply, and then point to those equations, and my colorblind friends out there will not know what's going on. Um, yeah. Other than that, hopefully you guys learned some stuff from this. I've got a whole bunch of problems that I'm just gonna be going through, and I'm really gonna do like a video per problem. I know I'm a talker. I don't plan on the videos being terribly long, because each video will be its own question. Some of the questions will be much longer than others, just because takes a lot more work sometimes to get to the answer. I'm thinking specifically trade questions. Trade and tax questions, in my opinion, are the hardest things in Econ 101. And then some are just going to be way faster, like you did a shift, you drew one graph. Awesome. If it's literally that fast, I'll combine 2 or 3 things. But generally speaking, they should be fast, they should be quick. Ask whatever questions you have. And in the event somebody out there is watching this and they were like hoping for an Econ 401 or a calc-based answer, leave your question. I'll make another video about the calc-based version. Again, not really concepts. It's going to be mostly problems, but when it comes to the calc-based stuff, I'll do general math sometimes. All right, well, I hope you guys enjoy. I hope this is helpful. I'm going to upload whenever I upload and whenever I feel like it, but see you guys.